Hello everyone! The following is a summary of floods, a natural disaster which is profound information about human strength in facing disasters, and at the same time, a call for solidarity to combat the negative effects of climate change. Now, let's go. The scene of a man being swept away by floodwaters was rescued by the rescue team, and he escaped danger and was taken to the hospital by a team of nurses. At least 11 people were killed after floods hit the southern Turkish provinces of Malatya, Şanlıurfa, and Adıyaman. Fast-flowing floodwaters swept away a car running on the road and fell into the water. Luckily, all the people in the car were saved from being submerged. The southern Belgian town of Dinant suffered its worst flooding in decades on July 24th after a 2-hour thunderstorm turned its streets into torrential water that swept away cars and sidewalks. It is the second time in just over a week that heavy rain has affected the region, which left more than 200 people dead in floods across Belgium and Germany last week. Although the latest flooding was described as worse than previous weeks, there were no deaths or injuries. The scene of floods inundating houses in Belgium is an image of despair, loss, and a feeling of helplessness before the power of nature. People stand in the middle of flooded houses, often staring blankly into the floodwaters, as if trying to better understand the bitterness of the situation. Houses are not only places to live, but also places containing many memories, where every family builds and nurtures small daily joys. Belgians face loss of property, the pain of seeing their homes swept away, and worries about the future. They need support from the larger community to rebuild the lives and homes the floods took away. Dramatic footage from Arizona as monsoon rainwater carried debris from wildfire scars through the streets of Flagstaff for the third straight day on July 15th. Video by resident Taylor Landy in Flagstaff. Footage showed a car being swept away by floodwaters on Wednesday. And an Arizona family was rescued Wednesday from a car stuck in fast-flowing floodwaters in Catalina. Fire crews safely pulled a man and his 2 daughters off the roof of a car surrounded by intense flooding. Tragedy struck Germany in July 2021 when the country faced devastating floods, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The torrential rains pounded several regions, particularly in western Germany, causing widespread flooding and loss of life. The heavy downpours, unprecedented in their intensity, led to rivers bursting their banks and overflowing into nearby towns and villages. The floodwaters surged through streets, engulfing homes, businesses, and infrastructure, turning once thriving communities into disaster zones. The swift and forceful currents swept away cars, uprooted trees, and left a path of debris in their wake. Video finds footage of an umbrella floating in rushing floodwaters after torrential rain in the northeastern United States. The woman stood before the heartbreaking scene as floodwaters swept away a large part of her life in Carolina. In her eyes, there was loss, pain, and despair as she saw the house and car, which had witnessed many of her memories and efforts, swallowed by the raging water. The car, usually a symbol of independence and freedom, now becomes part of a flood disaster. Its wheels gradually sink into the water, symbolizing the shadow of tragedy and hardship that this woman is facing. More than 30 people have died, and thousands have been evacuated from their homes in South Korea as torrential rains caused landslides and flash floods. Another 10 people are still missing, according to the country's Ministry of Interior and Safety. Why were 9 people injured in the downpour? The ministry said 16 deaths were recorded in the country's North Gyeongsang province, located along the eastern part of the Korean peninsula. Most of them were killed because landslide rescue workers were also killed. 7 bodies have been recovered from a bus stuck in a flooded underground canal in the central town of Osong. There were 15 vehicles, including buses, and 12 cars stuck in the tunnel, and a total of 11 people were reported missing on Saturday across South Korea. In a dramatic rescue at Samburu, a daring helicopter pilot undertook a risky mission to save 8 people in a truck swept away by floodwaters. The image of the helicopter cuts across the sky with astonishing precision, like a fighter jet in the midst of an emergency. The pilot not only has to face the challenge of bad weather, but also has to endure the pressure of an emergency ambulance. Every decision is important and needs to be made correctly. Flying skills and strong knowledge of the terrain also play an important role in ensuring the safety of both the pilot and those in need of help. Once the helicopter set foot on the ground, the ambulance team quickly approached and began the process of getting those who needed to be rescued onto helicopters. This scene is not only a symbol of the pilot's daring and professionalism, but also a testament to the humanity and sacrifice of the medics in such emergency conditions. Thanks for your watching. Hope you have time to feel about climate change. Please like, share, and subscribe to get more of our updates every day. Goodbye and see you again.